World Cup is underway, and you're enjoying it. I can tell. David, what did you think about that first half? Are you surprised? How surprised are you by the scoreline for a start?
I'm a little bit surprised, not by the Scottish, because they did very well. Fantastic reaction after the goal. A little bit surprised by the Brazilian, because a little bit too easy after the goal. They score an early goal, and sometimes it's not very good, because you lose your concentration, and you start...
It's a bit of impetus almost then.
Yes, a little bit, and the Scottish believe in a good result, and I think they did fantastically well.
Alan?
Well, I'll tell you what, you're watching a great attacking side here, there's no doubt about it. I mean, the variation of tactics from the Brazilians has been sensational in the first half. It's slow, methodical, slow, then blistering. The pace is unreal, and I think that Scotland have shown unbelievable character to get back into this game, because a lot of teams would have folded.
I saw you get excited. It's
Just
slightly
once,
unnerving.
Just once.
Haven't seen much of it. Jim, fantastic scoreline, wonderful for the Scots. I mean, we know the penalty would well, we'll look at that in a moment.
We will look at that in a moment. And you know, quite honestly, we're so excited the fact that Scotland are there, still in the game, 1-1. Whether it was a penalty, whether it doesn't matter in a way, because it's been given. And so, you know, the game is still open, and Scotland might pull off a miracle. You never know. But the Brazilians, as Alan has said, are very classy, and there's 45 minutes to go yet.
But what an early blow it was. I mean, 4 minutes or so, and they can't defend a ball in the air, which is the strength.
Scotland to be strong. Now, the Cardinals send too much space between the two men, Jury and Burley. Sampaio comes in, and it's in the back of the net. You've got to have men en masse at the near post. Far, far too much space. And as I say, you'd expect Scotland to be strong in that department.
Yeah, what I worry about, and it so often happens, is when you get front players, forwards, doing a defensive job like that on the near post, they're not natural defenders. They don't challenge for the ball in the way that a natural defender does. And that wasn't a forceful enough challenge on the near post from the men who were there.
4 minutes into the game as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was
I think we probably had a feeling then that it was probably curtains for Scotland. I mean, did you think that when that one went in, that it would, you know, that Brazil would really get cracking? Yeah.
I thought it was a very, very bad start for the Scottish, because you know, when we have a goal against you after 4 minutes, it's a long way to go until the end, and you know, against the Brazilian, everything can happen. So, but it did.
Although you've been a bit disappointed in the Brazilians in that they haven't kept the impetus up. I mean, the kind of player you are, you must love some of their skills on the ball. I mean,
the skills are tremendous. You know, when you see Ronaldo or Rivaldo in the middle of the park, you just realize that football is very easy. but you know, at the end it's 1-1, and even if it's easy for them, the Scottish have a great chance to win.
More than one way to win a skin a cat, is that the expression? I don't know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Now, yeah, that's it. Now, look, the Brazilians have been defending the ball in the air rather well.
Well, the first corner that Scotland get, in-swinging corner, this is the way to defend it. If you look at the number of yellow jerseys here, there's at least 5 of them in that near post. There's no way through there. That's the way to do it. A wonderful performance by Jim Leighton.
Sure.
I'm not kidding. Jimmy's man
Jimmy picked him out. Quite rightly.
Bow to superior wisdom about football.
Fantastic.
A man of the tender age of 39. For him to be there, and a few months coming up to his 40th birthday. And there is no doubt about it. He was tested. What about that vicious shot there? And he got it out of the goal and out of the penalty area. A dipping one. He's only just stretched for it. And it looks so easy sort of second time round.
This is fantastic. Colin Henry here, I'm not kidding you, at one stage he's shouting help, there his arm comes up, help me, help me, help me. I mean, there's just so much talent in the ball here, it's frightening. And a fantastic save again from Leighton, and the significance of those saves is that if one of those goes in...
That was a great save, that one, wasn't it?
One of those chances goes in, it's all over.
Low down to the right-hand side for a keeper, you know, or the left-hand side, as close to his feet as that is the most difficult thing for a keeper. Misses your feet, and you've got to get down. Yeah, dives like that are so much easier than one to get straight.
He's had a super half, but when the goal went in, it wasn't a goalkeeper's ball, that was it, by any chance? Shouldn't have come.
No. It's coming in quick at the near, but the goalkeeper can do nothing about it.
Okay,
nothing at all.
And when you see an action like that, you realize that power in the modern football is the most important.
Here's the penalty incident.
It's debatable. It's difficult. From a Scottish perspective, definitely a penalty kick. From a neutral's point of view, I can't see where the referee can give that, to be honest.
Well, I'm a neutral. I think it's nowhere near a penalty. It cannot be a penalty under any circumstances.
Desmond, you are now in trouble, and with my reputation in Scotland, if you were me, what would you say if you believe it wasn't a penalty?
I want them to have got the penalty. I'm delighted that they've got it. I want Scotland to win the game, but we're trying to be objective here, and it can't possibly be, it shouldn't have been a penalty.
I mean,
I'll tell you what, he takes it coolly. John Collins, little run-up, bang in the back of net, Scotland right back in the game. All to look forward to in the second half.
Fantastic. Can't wait. But I'll tell you what we're going to do now. We're going to move down to Nantes because we've got the England coach, Glen Hoddle, and his number 2, John Gorman, joining us for the moment. They're the gentlemen. With respect to you, Glen, I'm going to come to John first because John's a Scot. And look, you can see the delight on his face straight away. I would imagine you enjoyed that, didn't you, John?
To be honest, all the lads enjoyed it. It was a good performance for Scotland coming back after a really bad start. And they took the game for a while to settle down, and then once they went forward, they made some chances. And they got a bit of a break with a penalty. I shouted a penalty, so it's a penalty and it's been given.
Glenn, are you able to enjoy this kind of match, or are your thoughts very much workmanlike, thinking to what's to come for England?
Yeah, I've been taking some notes as you watch the game. Obviously, we've got our own scouts there at the game anyway, but you're always looking with a clinical eye and the coach's eye. But no, Craig would be happy in that dressing room at this moment in time because the main thing for me is they've gone out and they've played with no fear, even though they gave an early goal away, which was disappointing for them. They've still believed in themselves, and they've started slowly but surely over the 45 minutes, asserting their game on the Brazilians as well. So, if they can go through the next 20 minutes of the second half without conceding, they're going to have a great chance of winning this game.
Terrific. Now, what about your preparation? How's it all going? Tell us all.
Yeah, it's been going excellent. I think we've trained on purpose for the last 3 weeks very hard, harder than they probably expected. Some of the performances in the games I felt, we could have played better. But at this moment in time, the training will now peter down. The stuff that we've been taking that will give them extra energy will kick in. So we're hoping that shape-wise, the players will feel better in the next 5 or 6 days, come out to the first game and continue from there. We're very happy. It was like coming home here in Le Bourg. We stayed here when we played in the Le Tournoi last year, and the boys are nice and relaxed, and we've had our first training session, Des, at our training camp, so we're delighted.
Excellent. When will you announce the team, actually? On the day, just before?
Listen, Craig yesterday saying about this and that, the team will be named, the team gets named and you work on things 2 or 3 days before. You don't need to tell anybody until 1.5 hours before the kickoff, and most coaches will do that, Des. We're no different. You have to keep that up your sleeve because as a coach, if you know what the opposing side is, it's an advantage to you. So you'd be silly going out to lay your plans out in front of everyone. But the team will be named. It always has been named a long time before and worked upon behind closed doors.
Already?
Yep, already to a certain degree. Yeah, we're waiting on a few situations. Graham Lasso's had flu, so that was a disappointment that he couldn't play in the game at Con. But no, we've worked on situations, of course, and what you see with your camera sometimes is nowhere near the real thing.
Okay, can I put a question to John? How much attention do you pay to the opposition when a game like this is coming up? Tunisia, I mean, obviously various people have looked at them and watched them. How important is that?
Very important. I think we've thoroughly looked at Tunisia, and we feel now we know as much as we need to know about them. And our last game was looked at by Dave Sexton, and he gave us a good report when they played Wales. We're going to watch the game again on television, on the tape. But no, we feel we know a lot about them now, and I think we're ready for them. Excellent.
And Glenn, all the ballyhoo, the pre-World Cup, the Gascoigne business and all the rest of it is out of everybody's system now, is it? We're concentrating and happy, are we?
Thankfully, yes. Yeah, I mean, all them things seem to go with building up to a World Cup, and obviously people like to talk about that. And yeah, we've got that behind us, and hopefully no one else will ask me that question, Des.
I won't ask it again.
It's nice to get on and talk about football things.
Exactly. Glenn, John, thank you very much for the moment. And John, we're all rooting for Scotland, of course, in the second half. I'm sure that Glenn is as well. Thank you very much for taking the time out to join us today. Right, we're going into the stadium now, and Gary's there, of course.
Thanks very much, Des. We've been watching the first half with Ali McCoist, which has been absolutely unbearable. but you're still in with a chance, Ali.
Gary, I think we've won a watch. I think we had a disastrous start, losing the goal in 3.5 minutes, and we didn't play at all well for 25 minutes. We came into the game a little bit and got out of jail with a penalty, because it was never a penalty in my book.
Well, we're both very similar players to Ronaldo, and we've enjoyed his performance, haven't we?
I'm tired watching him. Some of his movement off the ball, Gary's been an absolute joy and a dream to watch, and that's why he's one of the best players in the world. He's been magnificent.
Martin, how have you seen the game?
I think it's not so much his movement off the ball, it's his movement on the ball. It's absolutely exhilarating. I've seen it. I thought Scotland started very nervously. I thought they conceded the goal, which they obviously didn't want to do, Gary, at the time. And I felt that Jim Leighton's save was the turning point of the half, because I felt if they'd gone 2-0 down, it's completely all over. But they gained a bit of confidence from that. I think that they picked themselves up. I thought Collins decided, wait a minute, it's now or never. I'm going to try and get into this game. I think he started to play it a little bit. He gave it away once or twice, but generally speaking, I thought his performance in the last 25 minutes was excellent. And obviously, as my man mentioned here, never a penalty, but they've got the goal and they've given themselves a chance.
What about the capacity, Ali, of the two fullbacks for Brazil? It gives them so many options to have that.
Absolutely phenomenal. Carlos on the left-hand side and Cafu on the right. They just give the Brazilians so many options. Dunga's playing in a role that's difficult to pick up. Jackson doesn't know whether to go on him, and he's releasing the ball wide to Carlos and Cafu and posing all sorts of problems for, I think, Colin Colliver and Christian Daly on the left-hand side.
Martin, if you were Craig Brown now, what would you be saying to them?
Well, I'd be absolutely delighted at the half-time. They've got a goal when they didn't think they were going to score, despite the fact that they've had nice possession for the last 20-odd minutes. It's important now, second half again, just go and start again. And that is very difficult, Gary. Very, very difficult to start like that. You know they're playing against a little bit of a breeze here. Whatever you do, don't concede a free kick, anything remotely near 30 yards outside the box. But, you know, it's fantastic for Scotland. They're sitting there at 1 each. Great news for them.
OK, thanks for now, chaps. Back to you in the studio, Des.
Thanks, boys. Ali not got the legs for the kilt, do you think?
That's a bit of a trouser suit, isn't it?
It's a sort of
I was going to wear one of them, but maybe
it looks
a bit...
smart. It's smart.
Honestly?
Yeah, I think it's pretty smart.
That'd be a different view.
Right. 1 or 2 points of view, again, from that first half. I mean, there was nearly an own goal, wasn't it? Desperately.
Leighton's only mistake of the half, I thought, was a lack of communication here. The ball gets played over the top. Henry's gone backwards. No call. I think Henry does rather well here. It's nearly in the back of the net, but nearly isn't good enough.
He's being pushed, actually. Oh, no, not him. Calderwood alongside him. But he came and met it. His bravery deserved the result of it missing the goal, because he took the responsibility. The goalkeeper left him in doubt. And he took it, and he was rewarded.
Scared of the pace, Ronaldo, because they're backing off,
Jimmy, you've got a piece of paper in your hand, handed to you by Albert, our stats man.
Albert.
There must be something interesting on that.
Yes, it is written in English, thank goodness. I mean, Albert's been very kind in doing that. But it's nine shots Brazil had. The interesting thing is 3 of them were saved. And that is the reason the score is as it is, you know, in that thing. 9 shots by then, 3 by Scotland. Whatever happens, you know, 1 penalty, 1 blocked, and 1 off target, which isn't a great attacking performance, but nevertheless, you know, it does illustrate the shape of the game in the first half.
Thank you for sharing.
Isn't that beautiful? What a statistician.
I must compliment you on your one to watch. Jim Leighton, me, John Collins, not bad. Roberto Carlos, not bad as well.
Not bad.
Great shot.
There you are. There you go.
Shot. You boys clearly know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Why do you think we hire these people at home?
But
there we are.
The rest of the country prefers to watch Des.
I'm sure that's definitely not the case. They prefer to listen to Barry Davis, and we're going straight back now for the second half. It's Brazil 1, it's Scotland 1.
And a new character takes the stage. Leonardo has come on at the start of the second half in place of Giovanni. Leonardo, the man who was sent off when Brazil beat the United States in 1994 because he elbowed Tab Ramos, and he was suspended, played no further part, and I think that the whole balance of that Brazilian side was upset by that change. He was then playing at left back. He's now a midfield player. That's the role that he has assumed here. Plays now for AC Milan, has been around quite a bit. Incidentally, John Collins has joined a very exclusive club. Only Steve Chalmers and in the World Cup, David Neri have ever scored for Scotland against Brazil before. Final thought on the penalty. I wonder what Gary McAllister is thinking. He, of course, missed the key penalty in Euro 96 against England. First time a penalty was scored. A couple of really good saves by Jim Leighton in the first half. Oldest man in the competition. He'll be 40 on July the 24th. Problem with the anchorage of the net. 70 years, 22 years, not quite as bad as that, 22 years older than the youngest player, who comes from Cameroon, Samuel Eto'o. Check on the walkie-talkie. Check on the positioning of the pins to hold the net down. That's the net that Jim Leighton will defend.
It looks as if they feel the net is so taut, it's pulling up some of the hooks, and they feel then that if the ball goes into the corner, perhaps it will sneak under the net, and there'll be a little bit of doubt as to whether it's into the goal and it crashes behind. I think they just want to make sure that the hooks are going to be embedded in place so as the net doesn't creep up.
What a start by this man. Magic moments in the first half. Anybody got a hammer handy? Maybe just a longer piece of steel. There you are. I told you, Trevor, there was a place in this World Cup for Uri Geller.
Bizarre, isn't it? You think of everything, just don't keep these hooks in place.
Just a point on this magnificent stadium. Nearly the whole of one side is taken up with press and commentators. Now, this ground has been built on where there was once a gasworks, so maybe the commentators are entitled to have one half of the ground. Borders on the bazaar. 80,000 people in the stadium being made to wait. Oh, they found a hammer. They're getting it now in at the right angle.
It's okay now, it's okay. Okay, thank you very much.
Just as well, it wasn't me trying to sort that out. My do-it-yourself knowledge is nil, and they've got the ace man though. He's solved it. We can get on with the action.
The record between these two sides is the 9th meeting. 2 draws is the best that Scotland have managed. One of them in the World Cup. Scotland, sadly, once again, it's the story of a self-inflicted wound, but Craig Brown's men take huge credit from this opening game, and it may well inspire them to at last break this run of never having reached the second stage. A lovely opening game, and the highest score by the winners since 1962 for the record in an opening game.
Certainly it was a brilliant performance, Brazil, from an attacking point of view. Scotland, after the last 20 minutes, then sort of, you know, got back up to half-time, but it was a great game.
Well, there we are. Bit disappointing in the end, to say the very least. We've got 3 honorary Scots here in the real thing, and we were really hoping that they could do it there. I mean, it was...
I thought they acquitted themselves very well, honestly. You are up against one of the best teams in the world, the best team in the world. Fantastic going forward. If you're a side that can bring on the likes of Leonardo and Danielson, then you've got top quality players and packed with it. I thought, as I said at the start of the programme, if Scotland play well, they can go into the next 2 games with confidence. I think they've done exceptionally well in that game.
It was a good opening match.
Yes.
Yes.
But I'm sure we saw just a piece of what the Brazilian can do.
You expect
really.
more in due course.
Yeah, especially up front, you know, someone like Ronaldo, and we saw in the second half, Danielson and Leonardo, they bring a little bit of, you know, passion in the midfield, and it was very important. And the 2 players on the wide, very, very important in the strategy of the Brazilian team.
Yeah. They were so unlucky, Scotland. I mean, Brazil were the better side. I mean, there's no question about that. They've got more talent. But, I mean, the manner of the defeat was so unlucky, wasn't it? Because Leighton had done the business, hadn't he?
Indeed, but if you look at the two, well, really, if you look at the two managers and their reaction to it, but the goalkeepers, of course, were, you know, at the end of the day,
It's a shame.
that was a very unlucky incident from a goalkeeper.
The run is brilliant, the vision is brilliant from Dunga, a man who's supposed to be the worst passer. And I think blatant comes out
as a handball there, by the way.
Boyd was trying to get out of the way. I think it hit his arm.
That was a penalty if it wasn't a goal.
But the runs without the ball are very important.
difficult to do that as well.
Yeah. What I was going to say was about the Scottish performance. If you look at Zagallo, he was panicking in the second half, although his team were not behind. And Craig Brown, I think, can take some pride in the way that his team played today in that match, getting nothing out of it. But as a manager, you couldn't go and say to the boys, you didn't do everything that you should have done.
I'm sure he's not very happy with this.
The Brazilian manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great going forward, terrific going forward, but defensively, I mean, the goalkeeper's an absolute dodge pot. Saffarel.
Yeah.
What exactly is a dodge pot?
Not very good.
Not very good.
But he's been what you've just said for some time, hasn't he? And this is his third World Cup. I mean,
in 1990.